Okay, going live a little bit later than I planned. It's Dana, nice to have you here. Back on Periscope and just getting set up. Sorry, I'm just getting a tripod set up here. Today's going to be an interesting conversation. I think it's going to wake up some women and hopefully wake up some men. We'll see as it goes. Good to see you again. Yeah, after last night's scope, I think I'm going to get on a new focus this year, which is much more blunt and direct. Because yesterday's scope definitely got some results and stirred up some people and got some transformation happening, which is good. So I'm back on again today. Hi, thanks for joining me. Welcome to my daily Periscope about love and relationships. This is Monday, which is Man Up Monday, and I'll get into that in a moment. If you are here for the first time, thanks for joining me, and please make sure you're following me on Periscope because I do broadcast every day. So you can tap the little guy in the corner, or you can swipe right on the iPhone up on the droid and tap follow me there. And please, if you would be so kind to share this on Periscope and on Twitter, and as well as on Facebook, that'd be great. For some reason, oh, nice to have you here. Glad you're here. So hopefully this will be of value to you and you'll enjoy my scope. I tend to want to give you stuff that you can take into your life. I tend not to do the nice and polite stuff, especially today, because Don't Be a Dick is a decent title to get your attention. Hopefully that will get you interested to find out what's going on. Yes. That's okay. Julie, I appreciate you driving safely, so listen away. You don't have to comment, and hopefully I'll remember to read out the comments people or questions people ask before I answer them, so you'll know what I'm saying without looking at the screen. All right? So, Julie, I'll attempt to keep you safe on the road. So before I begin, I did the housekeeping stuff, which is like, please make sure you follow me and share this on Twitter and Periscope. Some things about me so you know who I am. You just saw the title, yeah. I was trying to come up with what I was going to talk about today, and then I saw some behavior with some people I know yesterday, and also on New Year's Day. And I thought I need to speak to that, not about the people, but about what I observed, so you can take it into your life. In particular, because I was reading a particular book, not mine, but one I recommend that will help men change their way of being. All right, so first of all, we'll start with me. My name is Barry Selby, and I have a website called barryselby.com. That's the defines, you know where to find me. All right, that's my site. I am an author myself. I have a #1 best-selling book, which is 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. This is the book here. And in the book, I talked about another book. Well, actually, I talked about a few books. But in the bibliography in the back, I recommend about 7 other resources, including an author and teacher I've studied with. And I'm actually going to talk in this scope a lot about that book that I recommend from him, more than my own. But anyway, just so you know, my book, that's this one, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. And you find out all about that book on my site at barryselby.com/book. Easy enough. And that's where the ebook is and the physical book and the Kindle. So, yes, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. Actually, if you go to 50waysToLoveYourLover.com, it goes to the same place. And there's 50 principles for healthy relationships for men, women, couples, and singles. And I think some friends of mine who are gay, lesbian and gay focus find value in some of the stuff too. The whole book isn't designed for them. That sexual choice, because some things talk about masculine, feminine, male, female energy. Anyway, that's getting too deep. There's 50 principles in the book that will help you get a head start if you're single and help you deepen your love if you're in a relationship already. So, back to today's topic. And by the way, just so you know, I do a daily love scope, Periscope. You're married 23 years old. Well, that's good. And maybe some of the stuff I'll share today. Actually, the scope I did yesterday you want to watch too. I did share some things to some guys. And there was some men and women on the scope who had talked about long-term relationship, how to add more spice, and I mentioned in the scope, even though that wasn't the topic, some ways they can add excitement to their love life. So I recommend yesterday's scope to help you with that one. But today's scope is really speaking to and about the single men. So ladies, if you're watching, if you bring to mind any men you know who've been in this bucket, in this arena, this will help them and help you not get bugged by them. And if there's any guys watching this who don't want to admit that they need this help, don't have to comment, you can just watch. Okay? So, and of course, please, if you feel like you want to invite some people to watch this scope, feel free to share this with them on Twitter or Facebook or Periscope. So, don't be a dick. Well, actually, so before I get back, I like saying it, I guess. I do a daily love scope, as I mentioned, and today's love scope is for men, which is why it's called Man Up Monday. But a lot of women watch this because they get value from it too. I know that handle. It's good to see you here. So what I'm going to speak to in a moment is about it relates to a scope I did a couple of weeks ago about getting men getting out of the macho into the masculine, but I'll give you more nuts and bolts tools and nuts and bolts feedback so you get what it is. I do a scope every day about love and relationships. The one I do on Wednesday is Women Up Wednesday. It's all alliteration, that's why I did it that way. But today's scope is for men. And this is, I said Man Up Monday, and I thought I'd get a bit more blunt direct with this one. So this one is, guys, don't be a dick. And I'll speak to a couple of instances first of where I observe this behavior, and then I'll offer some solutions. So if there's something you've dealt with yourself, or you've, as a woman, or the guy like that treating you this way, or if you're a guy who's done this before, this may help you save face and attract what you really want. So this could be deep and useful to you. Just saying. So, and because to be honest, some of this behavior I did in the past myself, so this is also a self-disclosure of my history. Yesterday I was at a singles event at my spiritual center, and there were 95 people there, probably 2/3 women. At this event, there was a lot of process and dialogue, setting up the year, like clarifying New Year's intentions, a vision of what you want to create this year. And a lot of networking and socialization as well, which is kind of nice, because a lot of people I got at my spiritual center don't all know each other beyond saying hi and bye as they come in and out of services. So this is a great little mixer and stuff. At the end, and it's funny, I noticed these behaviors before they even happened. It's kind of frustrating to have this awareness. There were a couple of guys in particular who, well, I won't say being a dick, more like being a creep, if you understand the difference. They approached a couple of the ladies who were there. No, because they're not, difference a shark and a dick, or a creep, is a shark tends to get what it wants, as directly and blatantly and abusively as it is. Creeps tend to just creep people out. It's different. So, I mean, I'm using my own interpretation of those filters. But anyway, back to this one. A couple of the guys who were there, and I've seen it other places too, and other men in this environment as well. They're approaching the women too because they're attractive, and it's kind of like bees around honey. They're like, ooh, ooh. Like, I mean, they're not saying that, they're looking like that, but I can feel that inside of them. And they're really, their intent is to, I don't know necessarily to hit on, or to get the number of, or to get a certain like first base or whatever with these women. But it was painful to watch. Yeah, it was gross in a way. And the thing is, what's making it even funnier is they're trying to play cool. Now, I'm a guy watching this and seeing this happen. Any woman, I'm sure, watching this will be so creeped out by it, and probably just being polite to stay there. So part of me wanted to go in and just like save her from the situation, but part of me is also going, she obviously knows what's going on, so she's just like being nice to him and going to back away. Well, it's also partly because, I mean, to be honest, many years ago, I had the same behavior, so it was a resonant frequency for me. So I'm going, oh, I know how that feels, and it's crunchy. So I know what that looks like. I was never a shark, so I don't know what that looks like in the sense of like feeling that way. I've just become more aware of it over the last 15, 20 years. But what I want to speak to is the motivation behind it. Because the behavior is crappy. Agreed. The behavior actually is insulting, and it's not mature. And that's the thing, it's definitely not mature. It's almost like a like a 15-year-old trying to hit on a 25-year-old woman. Like it's a young kid who's like geeky and nervous and all sorts of stuff, trying to get attention. And it was messy. Excuse me. Thought. So the result wasn't healthy. And in fact, the reason why I get concerned about this stuff, particularly this environment, my spiritual center where I go to, is some of the people who go there are new to this culture, to this organization. And in fact, one of the women who was being talked to at the event by these two creepy guys had never been to the center before. It was the first time, not even to service that morning. She'd come in the afternoon for this singles event. And it was at first disconcerting, because I almost thought that maybe she'd be driven away. Like this sort of behavior would scare her off from the whole center because of two guys painful behavior. I'm trying to get the right word for it. Dickish behavior. There you go. Actually, I did get a chance to speak to her afterwards, and I think she's mature enough to understand it wasn't them. I mean, it wasn't the environment, it was just them, so it's fine. Anyway, so getting back on track. Yeah, so was I. Yeah. Yes, Jay, I was cringing too. So what I want to do is I want to cut to the chase and speak about a book I recommend highly. That it's not my book. I actually mentioned this book in my own writing, and because it came in conversation 2 or 3 times this weekend. This is one of my go-to books. Actually, it comes up a lot in conversations because in this book I'm talking about one chapter changed my life. His teachings, his events I've been at several times, and he's a master teacher. He's actually from upstate New York, in the United States, but his books are available worldwide, as are he has videos on YouTube as well. So I recommend his work definitely for the masculine feminine polarity, for the sexual energetic, and for understanding how to be a masculine man in this world. I talked about this topic last Monday and the Monday before, I think. So you can look at those scopes on Catch if you want to find out more about those. But today I want to talk about the book particularly, and this author, and some of the chapters that are vital. So to cut to the chase, I almost want to give this book to these guys, say, read this book first and stop talking to women until you read it. Damn it. The book is called The Way of the Superior Man. And it's by an author named David Deida, D-E-I-D-A. To show you, this is the book version on the website, but that's the title there, David Deida, The Way of the Superior Man. And it's available, this is the audible version, so you can get this one wherever you are on the web. But, and I personally like the audio version more than, whoops, just went, stay there. All right. And I'll talk more about the book. And for me, it was a game changer. And I heard about this book originally, but from women who've been reading it, because for the book, any woman who reads this book will have a different perspective on what they want in relationship partners. That's nuts and bolts. The book is written for men because it has short chapters because we have short attention spans, so you can read a chapter pretty quickly. It's like 30-something chapters, and each one of them is punchy and relevant. For instance, there's 3 chapters that I recommend, one of them which I know which chapter it is because it won't change my life. One chapter is your purpose must come before your relationship. This is to men. And it was a pivot point in my life when I read that chapter, when I heard it in the seminar, when I was, the retreat rather, I was in with him. It changed my life because I didn't realize until that point I did it backwards. And it was a game changer for me. Second one I talk about, that's in the book I love, that's surprising but kind of obvious, is never expect to understand your woman. Because we, as men and as women, are different. And we don't understand each other, which is one of the challenges of relationship, is we don't know that sometimes. The third one, which is one of the most surprising ones, and it did wake me up as well, and wakes a lot of men up, is, and I'm paraphrasing the title because I may not have exactly the right way in the chapter, but it is, stop hiding, no, this is not the way it is, but I'll say it this way and I'll try to explain it as I go through, is stop hiding in your father's shadow. Stunned silence. It's a potent piece because the thing is, we don't always realize, but as a kid, we're conditioned. Thank you for that, Jay. I appreciate it. We are, yes, appreciate if you do want to tap on the screen and give hearts. I appreciate that. And if you just joined the scope late, by the way, please share this on Periscope and Twitter, and invite your followers, please. They're much appreciated. This whole thing about father stuff, as a kid, men, we as boys, take on this thing of our dads being perfect or special or gods in a way. So we innately take on the belief, and I've had to work through this a lot myself, especially if you're your firstborn son, that to show our fathers up by being better than them is a no-no. Like, never. Don't do it. Never. So we hide. We hide ourselves back. And for a long time I did that without even knowing it. It's not about my dad. It was about me. I had somehow taken on, which a lot of boys do, especially again firstborn boys especially, that we can't come out of the shadow of our father's success. So as successful as our fathers are, that's as far as we can go. And it's a limitation. and it's not true. And likelihood is the fact that most of our fathers would be proud of us if we did more than they did. But our inner programming, our inner belief is contrary to what's true. With this programming inside thinking we should need to hold back because our father is special, or he's the one that, you know, was our teacher, whatever that is. So we can't do anything better successfully financially or in business or in a relationship or anything without showing them up somehow badly. And that's a trap. So the book again is The Way of Superior Man, and it's a powerful book. I recommend it highly. The audio version and the physical version, they're both good, by David Deida, D-E-I-D-A. In fact, I'll show you, because in my book, I actually do have it in the bibliography. It's the first one. In my bibliography, the first one is, you read that? David Deida. I know his website there. So, as I'm saying, I'm a fan of his work, big time. So, back to the conversation of these particular gents. The way I interpret it, the way I experience it is, hi Lisa, nice to have you here, thanks for joining me. The way I experience it with these guys is that they were coming from a place of lack. They come from a place of neediness, and it was creepy, it was crappy, and they were being dicks, because they were not, it was two guys, if you just joined me, sorry, you just joined, I was talking about my experience yesterday with two guys I saw hitting on a couple of women that was gross. It was distasteful, and it was like, I wanted to go and like save her from them. It was just horrible. So, so let me get back into the finish where I was at. So, in behaviorally speaking, for any woman that has to deal with this, I recommend you tell these guys before they even think about asking them out, get this book, get The Way of Superior Man, read it, and any woman basically, I recommend highly reading this book too. I'm an evangelist for this book. I don't make money off it. I don't sell it. I'm just telling you where to go get it on Amazon or wherever. But the book I've actually bought quite a few copies because I give them away or I lose them. But The Way of Superior Man by David Deida, D-E-I-D-A, is a game changer for men. It changed my life. It inspired my work and where I'm going now too. So this is kind of what I wanted to speak to, is how men can be, as I mentioned in my Periscope last Monday, or the Monday before, I forget which one I did, was about masculine versus macho. And it's an evolution, because the guys yesterday were being macho, or at least trying to be macho, badly, because they didn't have the machismo to carry it. And I don't have that either, which is why I remember that history when I was much younger. But it's like, you know, as I mentioned earlier, it's like a 15-year-old trying to ask out a 30-year-old. It's scarily, it's creepy. It doesn't have energy. Anyway, the shift is masculine energy, which is different from macho and machismo. And I mentioned this in the scope last time, so I'm not going to share it here, except to say that when we men understand our reason for being, our drive to make a difference on the planet as a passion, purpose, and vision, then we're not trying to put that onto our woman out of alignment. One caveat, by the way, I was talking to somebody last night whose relationship, her marriage, was her partner's vision and her partner's purpose. Like that was his thing. His reason for being was that relationship they had. So that's possible. But for most men, it's not. For most men, his relationship comes after we clear about why we're on the planet, which is why I've been single for a while. Oh, hi, Barbara. Thank you. I'm glad you listened. Well, I appreciate this. And I know you joined a bit late, so I won't be recapping everything, but I'm going to give you the highlights of as much as I can remember I said over this last several minutes in the scope. So the challenge of what you're watching this is, I want to go grab these men by the shoulders and go, excuse me, stop messing up your chance with this woman. Come talk to me over here, and like drag them away. But that wouldn't work, because some of them take offense, if not all of them. And truth is, they may not want to listen to me. So my master plan that I'm enrolling you in is, any men in your life, and if you're a guy, you can pass on to your friends, and if you're a woman, you can get the book and pass on to your friends. Read it first, though. Is give them a copy of The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida. It's been out for, actually I'm not sure how long it's been. I'm curious to know if it has the publication date. It's been out for a bunch of years. The audiobook's been out for 10 years at least. I think the physical book I'm just browsing, trying to find it. Actually, let's go here. So I'm just reading on the website. Okay, that's the 2005, 2006 is when it was, the last version was published. But it came out probably 10 years before that. It's been out 20 years. It's a powerful book, a very potent book. I recommend reading for everybody. For men especially, because we need to wake up. And for women who've dealt with men like this, who want to change their perspective and attract what they really want. So ladies, I say this to you. If you have had less than ideal relationship history, besides being one of my coaching clients, which I recommend highly, I do recommend getting this book, and I would recommend this book to anybody, client or not, as a reference point to understand what sort of man you really want. Because this book, to me, defines authentic, healthy, masculine men perfectly. And if you read this book, you'll know what you're really looking for, and it will also help you discern when you meet one or not, and how you won't fall for someone who's not, let's say this, who's not living their full potential. Okay? I think it covers it pretty much. This is a wake-up call, a nudge, and a how do you say this? A definite message that I would put out there. This is something that I watch too many times when men have fallen in the trap of. They do it when they get too drunk. They do it when they get too full of themselves. They do it when they are desperate. It ain't pretty. And I've learnt now, frankly, I guess it's just over years of just practice and study and detachment, to not play the game. It doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for them. So that's it in a nutshell. Well, in a 30-minute nutshell. Again, I hope there was value in here for you. If there's any questions, please post them before I sign off. I think I've covered the main keys of this topic enough to say, go forth and prosper with this. If you have any questions, please type them in. And if you know anybody who could use this lesson, this information, please make sure you share the replay with them as well. It'll be on Periscope for 24 hours. It'll be on catch.me/barryselby forever. Well, for the foreseeable future. So that's the scope for today. Any questions, any thoughts? Looks like everyone's quiet, so I'm just going to check in, see here. Okay, so I've got Barbara, and I've got one. Oops. I've got one web viewer, so I think that means I must be finishing up. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Make sure you do subscribe to my daily Periscope broadcast. I do a love scope every day about love and relationships. Sometimes I miss a day, but it's not the end of the world. But tomorrow will be, tomorrow's Tuesday, which is, I think it's True Love Tuesday. That should be fun. I haven't decided the topic yet. They come spontaneously. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and get out there and love yourself more every day. Better today than you did yesterday. And I'll be back on again tomorrow. Okay? And by the way, check out my site for more content at barryselby.com. See you soon.